Everybody loves to talk about AMC, and when you look at the media and all of the articles that they're writing about it, everybody loves to talk about how terrible AMC stock is and that you shouldn't be investing in AMC stock. So we're going to take a look at some of these articles, what they're saying, why they're saying it's such a terrible investment, and then we're really going to go from there and see that okay, yeah, there's still money to be made here. There's still money to be made in AMC stock, and we like the stock. Now, if this sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. I'm here to make 2021 the best year ever. Now, if you want to subscribe to the channel, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're going for 10,000 subscribers, and I would absolutely love to see that sometime soon. So let's talk about AMC and what these analysts and what these reporters are saying and why it's such a terrible company. So, number one, they're saying that the AMC stock has too much debt. Now look, I'm not an advocate of debt. I'm not going to tell anybody to go out there to take on debt, to leverage themselves beyond no point of return or anything like that. I personally believe less debt the better, but look, we know that AMC had to survive the pandemic. How did they do that? They did that through debt, through restructuring, they took on some extra loans, and they were able to survive when so many companies went out of business due to COVID restrictions, and obviously we know that things weren't the same over the last year, but they were able to survive. Now, this analyst is saying that because they have $5.7 billion in debt right now, that this is a terrible thing for AMC stock, and it's beyond the point of return, right? They're never going to be able to handle this. Well, they do have $1 billion cash on hand right now, and they're setting themselves up. Look, we know it's a long haul back. We know they have a long way to go before things get, quote unquote, back to normal, and we start seeing those revenues like we were seeing before. But look, they did what they had to do to survive. Do I think it's a good thing? Obviously, a lot of debt, in my opinion, is never a great thing, but AMC is still out there. We're looking at reopenings, and New York City just reopened. We're getting back to normal there. LA is set to open soon. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. And bright things are on the horizon for AMC. It's almost like when I read this stuff that these people are saying, it's all negative. And one of the reasons I think that it's all negative is because people flock to that. When you see an article that says AMC going down in flames or AMC set to fail, stuff like that, you need to click on it, right? You need to see, why is AMC going to fail? So obviously they're doing it for views and they're trying to make their points. But look, AMC, movie theaters, a lot of people think that movie theaters are going to go by the wayside because people are getting used to streaming their movies on places like Netflix and Disney Plus and things like that. But there's something about going to the movies that's not going to be so easily forgotten. When I think about it, it's like drive-in movie theaters. You don't see those as much as people used to see them, right? Well, a lot of people are trying to compare that to movie theaters now and saying that everybody's going to be staying home, everybody's going to be streaming their movies and just watching from the comfort of their home. Well, everybody doesn't have a comfortable home to watch movies in. First of all, going to the movies is a treat. Going to the movies is something to do, to get out of the house. And if these analysts can't realize how many people are dying to get out of their houses right now and dying to go do something, to go on dates, to go have a fun weekend, to just be out and return to normal, it's like they're missing something. So, take that with a grain of salt when they say that things aren't ever going to return back to normal, because they will. People are creatures of habit, and going to the movies is just something that people love to do. Now, the next thing they bring up in this article is deferred but not forgotten rent. They owe about $450 million in deferred rent. Well, if you go look at this against other numbers for deferred rent, it's almost like everybody owes rent right now. Everybody's backed up. Everybody's waiting for that COVID relief and that rental assistance and all of that. So it's just another thing that they need to point out to say, oh, well, they're never going to make it because they owe $450 million in deferred rent. when we're looking at billions of dollars in revenue and we start to get earnings that are positive again, and we've got $1 billion cash on hand so that we can make it out of the pandemic and start to bring that revenue back up and increase our income, rent's going to get paid. It's one of the things that has to get paid, so they will pay down that $450 million. They've got the cash on hand to do it right now. Now, yes, debt is high and they owe a lot of money, but they're doing what they have to do to survive, and they're out there positioning themselves to do exactly that. Yes, they owe rent. They know this. The CEO, the executives that run this company know what their balance sheet looks like, and they've done this for a reason. It's not just blindly borrowing money. They've done the analysis. They know that they can handle it, and they're moving forward knowing that they're doing what they're doing. And finally, the last point they can make as to why AMC is such a terrible investment is because it's got a very high valuation right now. They're trying to compare the stock price to previous stock prices, and in my opinion, okay, we can talk about the company having a high market cap right now in the recent price surge that we've seen due to things like Wall Street Bets, the subreddit, and a lot of retail investors getting involved right now, but they're comparing it to 2019 valuations, and let's be honest with each other, okay? In 2019, AMC wasn't the topic of the century, right? People that are flocking to GameStop and AMC right now, they weren't even close to being talked about like they're being talked about right now. There is a huge influx in volume and interest surrounding stocks like AMC and GameStop and all of the things that go along with that, and really a following now, and that's where the increase in valuation is coming from. Stocks don't always trade under value, and stocks don't always trade at the appropriate value. And who's to put a value on a stock, right? If we're looking at past numbers, if we're looking at 2019 numbers for companies like AMC, okay. But, stocks are valued because of supply and demand. If people are willing to pay for the company, if they're willing to pay a premium for the company, you can look at book value all day long, and that's all it is book value. It has nothing to do with market value. Everybody has the idea that market value should always line up perfectly with book value, but it doesn't. The market, I don't want to say is irrational, but the market is irrational, right? People are willing to pay what people are willing to pay. And one of the other articles that I was reading, it had some good news for AMC. In their recent 10K filing, they said that they are good. They have the liquidity to make it through March, I believe 31st or March 30th of 2022. So they're good for a year on their liquidity. Now, this did make a couple assumptions. Let's go over those real quick before we end this video. The assumptions were that they would see a significant increase in revenue in the third quarter of 2021. Okay, with all of the cities reopening back up, with vaccines rolling out, more people wanting to go to the theaters, more people feeling safe going to movie theaters, I believe that we could see a significant increase in revenue. I mean, anything, when revenue is zero, when nobody's going to the movies, any increase is going to be significant, right? Any increase above zero is significant. So we're going to see a significant increase in that, and we need to see at least a 90% return, I believe, to pre-COVID levels by the fourth quarter if we're going to expect, to be liquid through March of 2022. Now, this could be a big increase, but I believe that we're going to see some good things coming for AMC, especially with bigger cities reopening, people going back out, vaccines rolling out, and once that safety starts to hit with people and they start to understand that it's safe to go back out, of course, we're going to see levels return to pre-COVID levels, and maybe even more than that, because a lot of people that are just dying to get out of the household and go to the movies are going to be going to the movies. So we could see a surge. I'm looking for a surge in revenue strictly based on the fact that people are wanting to get out there. So let me know what you guys think. Are you one of the bears out there that says AMC is just doesn't make sense as an investment? Or are you holding AMC to the moon? Are we going to make it? Are we following GameStop? And this little brother is going to go all the way to the moon as well. Let us know down in the comments below, guys, kind of what your expectations are, where you think AMC stock could go, and if you've got those diamond hands and you're still holding, and these analysts and news outlets and media outlets are just trying their best to bring us back down. Now, guys, if you like the content on the channel, please don't forget to click that like button. If the subscribe button is still red, we're going for 10,000 subscribers. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Share this video with your friends. I don't think anything is more important than people sharing this video, getting this content out there, and it's really going to help to spread the message of what's going on with stocks like AMC, with stocks like GameStop, and really this battle between retail investors and the big guys, the institutional investors, and the news outlets and media outlets that they apparently control. So if you want to share this video, please do so. And there's a link in the description below for Webull if you're brand new to investing. Webull is an awesome platform to use. It's very simple to sign up, and they've got so many tools at your disposal, and you're going to get a couple free stocks just for doing so and making your initial deposit. So make sure to click that link down there and sign up as well. So until the next time, guys, I hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.